so we couldn't even pick ourselves up from the Linus Media Group drama. Unity said, hold my beer, I can do even better. And they dropped the biggest age bomb in ages. Unity is a gaming development engine, and many video games are made with Unity, like Cuphead, Beat Saber, Pokemon Go. So, you know, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Big games are made with Unity. And I don't know what happened. One day they woke up and said, we're not making enough money. You know, we will need more money. And how does Unity make money before these new changes? Well, let's take a look. So basically, to use the software and the engine, you need to buy the license. And for that, you pay a monthly fee or yearly fee or whatever. Here you go. Unity Pro, prepaid, monthly, enterprise. And now they woke up one day and said, you know what? We're just gonna change the pricing model. We also need some of your revenue. So they just dropped this bomb. If you have a certain number of installs, game installs, and made a certain number of money, I don't know how they're gonna figure that out. If you did, then after that you need to pay money. If you have different licenses, then the threshold is higher. So basically, with the basic license, Personal and Plus, if you made $200,000 in revenue, not in profits, in revenue of course, and your installation threshold is 200,000, then you're gonna pay 20 cents per install. I mean, that's not good. But of course, if you use Unity Pro or Enterprise or like the higher game studios, they pay a little bit less. I don't understand why, but okay. The important thing is how is this actually calculated. So they were so kind and made us a practical example on their website. For example, let's look at a hypothetical game made by team using Unity Pro with the following revenue in install numbers. So you have a team Unity Pro, and in the last 12 months you had a $2 million revenue, and your lifetime install count is 5 million. So the Unity runtime fee will apply to this game, as it surpasses the 1 million revenue and 1 million lifetime install threshold for Unity Pro. Let's look at the game installs from the last month. Prior month installs, standard fee countries, I don't know, it's 200,000. Prior month installs, emerging market fee countries, 100K. Okay, the fee for install activity is $23,500 a month. Until now, this was zero. Now it's 23.5K. Okay, so here is how it is calculated. It doesn't matter. Note that this example shows just the fee for the month in question. Fees will likely vary month to month, so it can be more, it can be less, but let's just take it as an average, okay? For this specific company you made last year, had a good year, your revenue was $2 million, you probably made some profits as well, you have a lot of installations, so it's working out. Now, here comes Unity. Oh, we see you made some money. How about you give us some? And let me whip out my calculator right here. So let's just take a look how much will they take, okay? 23.5 times 12. So $282,000. Oh my God, that's huge. And you only made like 2 million. What's the ratio? So 14%. Give me 14% all of your revenue. Are you mad? 14%. If this was already known, I mean, I don't care. This comes from 0 to 14%. So previous year you paid 0. This year you're gonna pay almost $300,000. Thank you very much. And I'm like, what? This is a little bit too much. I'm sorry. I understand. I understand. A lot of people use Unity. They want to make some cash. Okay, that's fine. They want to make the engine better. They need money. I'm fine. But from 0 to 14% revenue, that's gigantic. Okay, so but let's not be very judgmental, because they are not the first company ever doing it. Because if you take a look at the Unreal Engine, they actually do a 5% cut, and this is nothing new, but that's only 5%, and that's only if you made more than $1 million. So there's a huge difference. That's a huge difference. This is something you are aware of when you started with Unreal Engine. This could change, but they probably wouldn't bump it up to 14%. That's just huge. One major concern about this is, how are you going to track the install numbers? So let's see, Unreal Engine says that you made 1 million, give us 5%. That's clean and clear. Everyone can live with that. But they have this whatever table model that if you made this much and that, why so complicated? Just say, 1 million, give us 5%. There you go. And don't bother the small ones. Who cares? That's small money. I mean, not with this model. That's not small money, but you know, in comparison to big ones. And oh boy, they have big ones. Then they needed to clarify some things, you know, because the people weren't very happy about it. If you check out Twitter, oh my god, there's an explosion there. How is Unity collecting the number of installs? And that's gonna be interesting. We leverage our own proprietary data model and will provide estimates of the number of times the runtime is distributed for a given project. This estimate will cover an invoice for all platforms. Also basically say, do not worry about it. We will just grab it out of thin air. We will just estimate. How? If you are going to invoice me $300,000, boy, I want to know the details. Don't just pull it out of thin air. I'm not gonna pay a $300,000 bill if you just don't tell me what's it for. I'm sorry. You need to exactly detail what am I paying $300,000 for. I'm sorry, that's a huge amount of money even for a company making $2 million in revenue. But if you just say that on the invoice that we estimated you paid $300,000, how about you re-estimate and shove it up your ass? I'm sorry to say that this is true. I mean, come on, no. I'm not gonna pay that, so I'm very sorry. You need to estimate better. So I completely understand the uproar. Do installs of the same game by the same user across multiple devices count as a different install? We treat different devices as different installs. You don't want to track identity across different devices. And okay, I get it. It's fine. How do you know how many times your engine have been distributed? Because this is not about account. It's not like you have a Unity account which is like logged in for every single user. It's like just an estimate. This is not like you have a Steam account and you just download the game and pay it. This is not like that. This is the engine, and they have to estimate the installations. How? You can take a look at the Steam and just, okay, they downloaded like this many times, but how do you know how many times it have been installed? Exactly. I mean, sorry, but there's no way to measure that. Estimation, estimation. And Unreal Engine, if you take a look, they probably know this. There's no freaking way you can even estimate. Next part, do fraudulent install bombing count towards the Unity runtime fee? We are not going to change the fee for fraudulent installs or install bombing. We work directly with you on cases where fraud botnets are suspected of malicious intent. So not only do I have to pay more, but also I will have to deal with crazy invoices and prove to you that my game wasn't installed. How would I know? How would I know how many times my game was installed? Anyone can pirate it. How would I know? Do I have to know how many times it was pirated and prove it to you? No, I won't. No. I'm sorry. No. And the next, does the Unity runtime fee applies to pirated copies of the game? See, that's what I'm talking about. You're happy to work with any developer who has been victim of piracy that they're not unfairly hurt by unwanted installs. But how do I prove it? I can't prove it. How do I prove it? There's no way. It's very hard. It's very hard to prove. How many of these are, sorry, I don't want to bother with that. Why can't you just say, okay, give me 5%. And I say, okay, I'm gonna use your engine for 5%. It's fine by me. But this who's gonna? Do I need another person in my company to deal with all this? I don't wanna. I'm sorry. I will just wanna hassle about the invoices. No, I won't. And you know what developers said? They're just gonna move away. They're just gonna dip. They aren't gonna deal with all this. So Unity, please, for the love of all that's holy and all that matters in games, just take a step back and maybe, I always say, if you watch my videos, I always say you need to take it slow. And in this case, that's you just step too big. You make a too big leap, and you're gonna leap off the edge of the cliff, because this is outrageous. I'm sorry, if I was a game developer, this would, and if I have a successful game, I finally made it, and just came here like the Gestapo and give me 14%, dude. And I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I can't. This is not how it works. I'm sorry. I don't have, like, how? By the way, I'm genuinely curious. On this list, there's Pokemon Go. See? There we go. I'm genuinely curious about the conversation when Unity is gonna, like, make a phone call to Nintendo and say, dude, Nintendo, so we see that we estimated that you have, like, 3 million installs this month from Pokemon Go. And your revenue is, what, like $10 million? Oh, it's no problem. Then we will invoice you 1.4 and you want to pay by check or... no. Nintendo isn't gonna pay you, dude. You're miscalculated. They just gonna hang up the phone and laugh their asses off. What do you mean? Nintendo rather gonna port their entire game to some other platform than pay you for something you haven't been agreed on. I'm sorry, this is just too much. Maybe I'm wrong, but I highly doubt companies with that power will just roll with this like that. If the small indie game developers have an uproar, imagine what Nintendo is gonna do with this. I don't know if they responded in any way, but they surely will, and we don't necessarily have to know about it, but they surely will deal with it. So here, another big drama. I'm sorry that this happened to the game developers. This is really bad news. I really hope that Unity will take a step back and somehow resolve it. I really don't want to see a fall in the game industry, because recently great games are coming from indie game studios. There's always a bigger hand who tries to ruin the whole industry, but I really hope that this is going to be resolved in a peaceful manner. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You're not liking my videos enough. What's the deal? What's the deal? Huh? Tell me in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe. And this is the end of the video. See you in the next one. Bye.